I am married to the kingmaker, but of all the kings he chooses, JoJo's a ball breaker. He's a heart taker, and they call him the darling of the muses. As I entered the parlor, JoJo sat at the piano. He had diamonds in his eyes and his hair was a halo. And he began to play like nothing I'd ever heard. It was crazy, made me dizzy, I think smoking is the word. The king is in the counting house, counting all the voices in his head. JoJo kisses my children at night and tucks them into bed. We traded tunes for days, took evening walks after tea. Nothing happened, I'm ashamed of, there was no impropriety. But he does give me a charge, and he blows all my fuses. How did I fall in love with the darling of the muses? Tongue started wagging after me and my kids. I wish I'd had half the fun that they'd imagined that I did. But I got bills to pay, I got work to do. Ain't it funny how JoJo didn't get a scarlet letter too? The king is in the counting house, counting all the voices in his head. JoJo kisses my children at night and tucks them into bed. The kingmaker left me when he jumped into the rhyme. The voices in his head were so much stronger than mine. But I loved him with a vengeance, every moment here gone. He left me with JoJo, but he also left me all alone. The king is in the counting house, counting all the voices in his head. And when he took his last breath, I turned to JoJo and said, let's take a trip together, but he blew his kisses to me. He said he'd rather be a loner as long as he was free. Now my heart is broken twice, and I'm left with all those bruises. How did I fall in love with the darling of the muses? And now I'm in the counting house, counting all the voices in my head. And now I'm in the counting house, counting all the voices in my head. And now I'm in the counting house.
My settings right. Are you there, Lisa?
Yes, I am.
Ah, there we go. There we go. I didn't have my settings quite right. Hey, I'm still learning how to do this in studio. I can do it at home, no problem. But thank you, Miss Lisa, for joining us here on Lavender Hill. And other than your music, my listeners don't know a whole lot about you. So could we start out by you kind of introducing yourself for me?
Sure, and thank you for having me. It's my pleasure and an honor. First of all, I have to tell you, I never hated gerbils till I heard this song. I never hated gerbils till I heard this song. Is now stuck in my head. That's something about me.
For the rest of the day, at least.
Totally stuck in my head right now. But yeah, so I live outside of Philadelphia. I've lived in Philadelphia most of my life. And I'm the youngest of nine. So
I thought I was doing good being the youngest of seven.
Oh, are you the youngest of seven?
Yes.
Wow. So you had jukeboxes too. It's like I had human jukeboxes growing up. Like each of my siblings had their own like generational music. And,
yeah, my oldest sibling is more than 20 years older than I am. So yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So that's kind of where my music comes from. It's pretty varied in the generations there. And I went to Temple University for double bass performance, classical music. And I was, going to be a full-time musician, and then life happened, and I actually was songwriting right after college, and then I stopped and had like a 20-year hiatus, and then I met my husband, I moved in, and he had a baby grand piano, and I started writing. So that's kind of how I kind of didn't write for a really long time, and just started it up again in the past 8 to 10 years. So that's kind of how that happened.
Well, when you released Chasing Happy, you sent that on to Corwin and I. Corwin was my co-host at the time, and I know we played it a couple of times, one or two songs off of there here and there, but then, didn't hear anything. You didn't hear anything from us, so that was my fault for not making sure you knew that.
That's
But
okay.
then when you were getting ready to release this new album, Jellyfish on the Moon, fun name, by the way, you contacted us again. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's make this happen. Let's do an interview.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I'd sent you a YouTube link to one of my songs. I forget which one. It might have been "Still You Choose Love" or "Don't Blame Me." I don't remember, but you were, you rightfully so. You were like, "We need, not a YouTube link. We need the actual music." So I always had you in the back of my mind. Like, I want to get them once I record this. I want to make sure I send it to Phil and Corinne. So
Mm.
you were always in the back of my mind.
Oh, we definitely appreciate that. Um, what inspired you to do this newest album of yours?
So I started taking songwriting coaching from Vance Gilbert, who is a very renowned folk singer, and he's a very good coach both for performance and for songwriting. And my songwriting just got better, and as I was doing this, writing this music, the first album we did in our basement, my husband and I, he recorded it. And this one, I kind of wanted to have that studio experience, and that was completely different. And I learned a lot. But I was just inspired because my songwriting was getting really better than it was.
Well, practice makes perfect, even when it's art.
Yes.
And of course, you were, doing that during the bulk of the pandemic so far. How have you been handling that?
So it was interesting, I when I got to the point where I was like, I need to do something, I called Glenn Barrett, who is my producer and engineer at Morningstar Studios, and he said, "Yeah, you can come in. We wear masks, we sanitize everything." So and actually, when you're recording, everyone's in a separate room anyway. So
Hmm.
we were actually in different rooms. And we wore masks when we were together. We didn't eat together. We really, in fact, I joke a lot. If I saw the like the band members on the street right now, I'm not sure I'd recognize them even without a mask because I'm used to seeing them with a mask. But
I
it was fantastic, and everybody went along with the rules and was very careful. So we were lucky.
Yeah. And this morning you were doing something. Were you performing some of your music early this morning for Easter?
Actually, I had an Easter service, Easter morning service, church service. So that
Uh,
was earlier. And yesterday I had kind of a virtual album release, which is actually now on my YouTube. It's archived on my YouTube channel. But yesterday was my virtual, very low key album release, just me and the guitar and the piano. That was
mm.
all.
Yeah, I knew there was something this weekend where you were doing some kind of a release celebration
Yes,
type
that
thing.
was yesterday. Yep.
Congratulations on getting it released.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
And this is your second album?
Yes. Yep. Yes.
And are you like most of the musicians I know, you've got, like three or more songs already in mind for another album?
Probably three or four albums. I, I
I'm
usually write about.
a
It's
good
been
one.
weird during quarantine, but I usually write a song a month, basically. So I have a lot of songs, and some better than others. And it's funny when you get to this process and you think you're going to have certain songs on an album, and then they actually don't make it because you wrote something better while you were in the process. So that kind of happens. But I definitely have a. I might do the next album might be kind of like a jazzy album, although nobody would, no self-respecting jazz artist would call what I do jazz, but it might have a little bit of a jazz tone to it.
Would it be jazzy or bluesy or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, yeah, yeah. And it might just be an EP. I don't know, but I've written some kind of songs that you might have think you've heard like in the '40s or something.
Hey,
So
nothing wrong with that. Music never goes out of style.
that's right.
Well, let's see here. That covers most of what I have on the list, other than asking where our listeners can go to find you and your music.
Sure. LisaJeanette.com. It's one N, two T's. LisaJeanette. That's where you can, if you want interested in buying the album, it's there. The lyrics are there, downloads are there. You can listen a little bit. And then my YouTube channel under Lisa Jeanette, you can find music there as well. And social media, Facebook, Instagram, I'm on all those things.
Yeah, the wonderful world of the internet. At least this pandemic was timed, if you could say it, somewhat right, that so many people have access to the internet, so we can
Yes.
still keep in touch and we could still catch new music as it comes out.
Yes. And also I'm on Spotify and Pandora and all those kind of things too. So that's another place. But yes, I even my album release yesterday, one of my friends in Chicago said I would never be able to come to your album release. Like, so it's kind of cool that I had friends in different places that were able to join, which is really fun.
Mhm. Yeah, a friend of mine is doing his album release party tonight. It's also his birthday, so he and
Oh
his
wow.
twin brother are celebrating that by releasing new music, and they're doing it online.
That's fun. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe someday I'll have the one in a celebration with a band and a venue.
Well,
I mean,
one
I hope we're getting there.
yeah,
We're sort of going toward it, so hopefully soon.
yeah, slowly but surely. I've got 24 days left before I get my first shot,
Oh wow.
unless something
Wow.
happens to where I can get bumped up the line.
Yeah. So I just got my first one last week, and it was sort of like everybody else seemed like they were getting theirs and I wasn't getting mine, and I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? And then all of a sudden it was like 48 hours notice, you're ready, so it's I mean, it's different in every state, but your turn does eventually come.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm very glad that they have the 3 vaccines, and there's more in the works, and they're finding out all this, that, and the other thing. The side effects are not as horrible as some people think they are.
Mm, yeah.
You're not getting a chip injected into you.
Right.
It's like if they make a microchip that small,
Yes.
then my computer should run faster than it.
Yes. Absolutely. That's the same thing my husband said. Like, there's not a microchip that small that it could be in a needle. So that's funny.
Oh. Well, I have some songs lined up, but is there any particular song you would like me to play today?
Um, Jellyfish on the Moon, if you haven't played it yet, is kind of a cool song. I like that one. I love them all. It's like your children, but
Mhm.
You Don't Look My Way is one of my favorites. Gosh, I have to look at the
Yeah,
album actually, but yeah,
yeah.
I mean, Don't Blame Me, Jolene's Reply is very, very popular. It gets played the most on radio. Um, yeah, yeah, the Never Been to War is also really a good message.
Well, I have your title track lined up from Chasing Happy.
Oh, wonderful. Thank
I
you.
also have Jellyfish on the Moon lined up,
Perfect.
as well as uh, You Don't Look My Way.
Oh, I love that song.
Basically what you had to share with us is what I've got.
Oh,
And
that's fun.
I played Don't Blame Me. The first thing I played on KZUM off of your new album was Don't Blame Me. I was sitting in on the women's show, which is on right after this.
Oh, wow.
And we were doing musical tag, where she plays a song and I play a response, either same artist, same style,
Oh,
or just
fun.
something in the song she played triggered me to bring something else up. So we had to do that. Had to make sure
Wow.
she let me
That
start
sounds like
out the
what's that?
she let me start the segment out, so I started out with that and kind of set the tone.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a song circle where you have to kind of come up with a song that the other songwriter just did. And you have to really think on your feet with that.
Mhm. And she comes in with her huge totes full of CDs, and I'm sitting here with my laptop that's got I don't know how much music on it. So she's digging around in CDs, and I'm hunting through the playlist, going, "What's next? What's next?"
Well, back that stuff up because I heard a DJ lost all their Apple, all their whole library. Make sure you back that up.
Oh yeah, it's on the hard drive. I've got an
Good.
external drive. I've got most of it on my desktop, and somewhere between it all, I think I have 20 some years worth of music if I hit
Oh my
play nonstop.
gosh. Wow. That is incredible.
I'm like, how did I get all of that in 11 years? But I did. Well, want to thank you for stopping in. I know it's Easter Sunday and you've got family things that you would like to be doing. So thank you for stopping in and sharing.
Thanks for having me. This has been a pleasure.
I'm going to say goodbye to you, and I'm going to play some more great music from Lisa Jeanette here on Lavender Hill. So thank you, Lisa. And whoa, hey, there we go. Sorry about that, hitting too many buttons all at once. So you have yourself a blessed day and a wonderful week.
You too. Time marches on now. You wish you knew just what was on your plate. You eat it anyway. You march to a different tune. If only you knew what would become your fate. Still you march along before you know it. You're no longer free. For all you know, you've reached your destiny. Before you know, it hits you in the face. Before you know it all falls into place. So many wrong notes played. Maybe my life is just cacophony. I can barely hear it. Who says that they're wrong anyway? Maybe I am inventing harmonies. Only I can hear before you know it. You're no longer free. For all you know, you've reached your destiny. Before you know, it hits you in the face. Before you know it all falls into place. You know I always go the way the wind blows, and you can never stop the wind from making it blow again. What does being happy mean? Can I be happy just where I am? I am right here now. 'Cause I've been chasing happy, so it can't keep up with me. I'm right where I should be. For you know it, you're no longer free. For all you know, you've reached your destiny. Before you know, it hits you in the face. Before you know it all falls into place. So high on your love, to rely on your love. Now I ask why. Got a degree in your love, got a paper decree of your love for eternity. But now you don't look my way. Got down on my knees for your love, sued your enemies for your love, cut down family trees. But now you don't look my way. I faced every fear for your love, shed salty tears for your love, gave my best years. But now you don't look my way. Who made the stars cross up in the sky? Who got you singing a new tune? Who made your heart skip a beat away from mine? Who put the lasso around the moon? You know that I feed on your love, I beg and I plead for your love. I've got a need, but you don't look my way. You know I would die for your love. God knows I've tried for your love. You're not satisfied, and you don't look my way. Who made the stars cross up in the sky? Who got you singing a new tune? Who made your heart skip a beat away from mine? Who put the lasso around the moon? Who made the stars cross up in the sky? Who got you singing a new tune? Who made your heart skip a beat away from mine? Who put the lasso around the moon? Where do I go without your love? What do I have to show without your love? Who do I know? If I don't know you, please set me free from this love. Lord, rescue me from this love. You're all I see. You don't look my way. I wasn't born here, I was born on the moon. I don't know what's up or what's down. I wasn't supposed to leave my home. I wasn't supposed to be found here with gravity holding me close to the ground. I have a resistance to east and to west. I don't want to go either way. But with much persistence I'm moving on. But in what direction I cannot say, because gravity is holding me close to the ground. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm evolving. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm revolving and I don't know now, but I'll find my way somehow. You wouldn't believe if I told you the truth. You won't understand what it meant. Turns out my life was transported here. I was a mad scientist experiment, and they let me go and released me into the cold. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm evolving. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm revolving and I don't know now, but I'll find my way somehow. Excuse me please, there has been some mistake. I was born to be free and float in outer space. You brought me down to earth. Now I can't find my place and I'm topsy-turvy. I'm topsy-turvy. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm evolving. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm revolving and I don't know now, but I'll find my way somehow.